Welcome, nerds, and welcome to this most righteous episode of Nerds' New Sexy Entertainment, the podcast. This is
Monster 74.
And together we're wild stallions. So, if you guys didn't guess what the episode's about, my most righteous friends, we want you to be excellent to each other, dudes.
And party on, dudes.
We're talking about, we just watched it, Bill and Ted's Face the Music. And I heard it was good. I think you heard it was good too.
Yes.
We heard it was good, but was it really? Yes, it was.
Yes,
it was.
It was
good.
Most excellent.
It was I was scared they were gonna fuck it up. Don't fuck up my childhood. That's what I say all the time. And this actually, it felt like Bill and Ted. Like they never grew up. They were grown up, but they were still fucking Bill and Ted. They were still the goofballs and their kids are
even goofier.
The show, the basic premise is their time is up. They gotta find that song. It's done.
And if they don't, all the time is gone.
Yeah, the song from the second one that should have did it, that we thought did it. Mm-hmm. Nah, spoiler guys, didn't work. The band broke up. I mean, they even went through, if you guys remember in the credits of the second one, there was it said in Time Magazine, all these magazines that came up, what happened to the band, how Death went on his own. They actually went with that, and it was pretty good. It was good to see. I'm pretty sure that was the same actor who played Death in the original.
Yeah, I think I looked up the cast. And I think that's the same.
Not the same women that played the princesses.
But they were still.
But they were still babes. Mm-hmm. But the daughters, I think they chose well as far as looks, acting ability. Bill's daughter.
Yes.
Was the one you had issues with.
No, it was it was Bill's daughter, because I don't think she gave off
She gave off kind of almost like a dumb blonde vibe. I hate to say it that way. More than a stoner kind of hey guys kind of thing. At first especially, then she she grew on me. I think the more you went.
But I think the girl who plays Ted's daughter did excellent. Out of the park.
Excellently.
She did most excellent.
Most excellent, yeah. So, to be honest with you, it was good. The real star of this, though, was the fucking robot.
Which happens to be the same guy who plays Victor Zsasz in Gotham.
Yes, and he did such a good job. He was so fucking strange in this.
But funny as fuck.
But everything that came out of his mouth was hilarious. He kept trying to announce his name.
It shows half of it.
He learned his name halfway through the movie. He was this death robot at first that was designed to kill Bill and Ted.
Yes.
And then after he does it, he kills himself, and then he's in hell for some reason.
Which we made fun of him as soon as we seen him. We
called him
Frieza, Cooler.
Yeah.
Mecha Frieza.
Yeah, I even told this guy if he goes gold, I'm gonna be pissed.
He almost called it.
Yeah, I almost did, but it turned out okay. The character, we grew to love him.
Yes.
He came at first I was this is kind of lame. It's just another reason to put a robot in from the second movie. But then they kind of then they just nailed it. The character got more and more lovable, and every time he opened his mouth was fucking gold. It was hilarious. Yes. I think we laughed every time he said something.
Almost every time.
And then of course they had to put in it's they forgot all about Station from the second movie. Station was the genius robot inventor.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's why that rapper guy, whatever his name was. He goes Station. Oh, yeah. That's what that was about. I want to know how he knew, or why that was was there a connection?
Maybe he was a place there. I don't know.
I don't know, but either way, I mean, I don't remember them doing that on stage. Maybe they did on the second movie. It was a good movie though.
Yes.
Out of 10, I give it a 9.
I give it about a 9. Yeah.
Definitely gives me the freaking nostalgia that I used to have when I was young, when I watched the second one and the first one. And it was cool. They had to face the music. They had to find, and they went through different times.
Yeah, different periods of time.
Yeah.
First they went up two years ahead of time, and then they found out that their wives had left them, that they came back in time to fix it, and it just made it worse. And then they went back 5 more years.
Well, did they really make it worse though? I think they were freaking out
Yeah.
more with what their future selves said.
Yeah.
The future us's, as they say. Because they're like, you're gonna go back, you're just gonna make it worse. And the Bill and Ted from 2 years ago, 2 years in the future, total dicks.
Yes.
Total dicks.
Ted is an alcoholic.
He just gets bad.
Yeah.
And then what? Like they go 5 years in the future.
Another 3 years after that.
And then they find themselves and they have these. They're in this like mansion. And
talking in an English accent.
English. And they even ask like, why do you do that? And they're like, oh, me and the West and the Wise went to like ancient England or what, some shit, and we just it did great for the marriage. And it turns out they were just frauds. They were in like what you said, the guy from Foo Fighters.
Yes, the main
house.
The lead singer from Foo Fighters.
It was funny as hell. And the next time they go in the future, they find themselves in prison.
Yes.
And they're
just
all
bulked out.
Bulked up. You guys have probably seen that part from the commercials and the memes and all this other stuff. It was really cool. The makeup work was actually really good. Well, the graphics were good. We even got to see Rufus for about 3 seconds, even though it was a hologram. Rufus did show up, and whoever did the voice
obviously did it really well.
Did it amazing.
It was an old.
Well, I think the first
old ones. Yeah.
I think the first part of it was a clip from the old ones because he did say that he would walk up to him and say that from the first movie. I think even the second one. But who's the guy who played him back in the day? George Carlin.
Yes.
And R.I.P.
Who is now deceased.
Who is now passed away. R.I.P. George Carlin, hilarious fucking comedian.
Yes.
Was the best Rufus ever. This time we get his daughter, and so instead of like Rufus, we get his daughter, who's really cool, and we find out like her mom is the leader, the supreme leader, which that doesn't sound right. That's kind of Hitler-esque.
Hitler-esque.
Like,
well, they're supposed to be super peaceful,
Yeah, but I mean, how super peaceful can you be if you need a death robot?
True. Well, they thought if they killed him, that's what makes them famous. Yeah,
that's the whole reason that they sent him out, the death robot out, was because they thought that maybe what would end the end of the world, would fix the end of the world, would be the fact that Bill and Ted died.
Yes.
They thought that Rufus's original thought process behind that there's a possibility that it was wrong.
That he was reading it wrong.
Yeah. So they go even further in the future, and it goes on to the point where they meet their old selves, and they finally find the song, and it's on this like thumb drive.
Stick drive. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an old thumb drive, and it says their last names on it, Preston, Logan, or whatever, and so they end up like they find out that that robot went around killing everyone, and he did it, and he was like, oops, every time he did it. Like he killed everyone but the 2 people he had to kill.
Yep.
And then when it came down to him actually killing them, he was like, I'm a failure. he was depressed.
So then he went and pulled the trigger on himself. Yeah, he was
going to hurt himself, and then so they all got together, and then they went to hell. They all went to hell, and that's where they met their daughters in hell. That's where that other clip comes from. Well, how are you?
And then they met up with Death.
And of course that's where we find out what happened with Death.
Yes.
He went off on his own, and they had restraining orders and all sorts of shit against him. I guess Death tried to steal the name Wild Stallions, and so they had to have like this moment where they had to bond, and it took the girls to do it.
Also, while Bill and Ted were doing this, the girls were collecting famous musicians from different timelines, Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, the first one was Jimi Hendrix.
Louis Armstrong, Mozart.
Yeah.
Some lady from
the gal who played the flute.
Yeah.
I forget what her name was.
And then another guy, like a caveman guy, playing the drums.
Yeah, I was trying to figure. We were trying to figure out if that was like one of the ones from the previous movies.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I don't think it was.
I don't think so either. But either way, it was cool. That they brought in. Like, I'm surprised that he didn't gnaw on him and like bite him and stuff. But,
True.
The whole time before all that happened, before they died and went to hell. Even their dad, the dad,
gets killed by the robot.
Yeah, like Ted's dad gets killed by the robot, and he shoots him and like this SWAT van. So guess what? They leave hell in the SWAT van. So the SWAT van went to hell too. So I guess it's not a laser beam; it's a hell teleportation beam.
I don't know. I think they died.
Why did the girls go to hell? Why did Bill and
Why
Ted
did
go
everybody
to hell?
go to hell?
Yeah, everyone went to hell.
Doesn't matter who they were.
Like,
maybe omniscient. Dun dun
dun,
dun.
dun. You're gonna get hit by lightning. But like the movie's good. It's really good.
Yes.
It was worth the watch. It was worth the wait. I was really excited to hear about it when it first came out. I wanted to do a preview of the trailer, but I never had time. We never had time to do that. And on top of that, with how the rules on YouTube, if you so much as show something else that's a track of something else that belongs to something else, you're gonna get copyright strike or you're gonna get some bullshit. And I tried to avoid that. So
also a lot of things came up. You know, I had surgery, knee surgery. You know, Grizz is out.
Grizz has been out and about. He's on vacation right now. As we're recording this, he's out. I think he's out of state.
Yeah, right now. Yeah.
Right now he's out of state. So
Baby
he's
girl
in Paris.
Doom.
Believe it or not, Paris,
Arkansas.
But yeah, Baby Girl of Doom's out doing her thing, like we explained in the last episode when Grizz did. She's out kind of working and doing her thing and
trying to get through this
the pandemic. So I mean, we're still doing our thing like we explained, but so the movie was amazing. I suggest you guys get it. I watched it on PlayStation.
Probably gonna watch it again.
I'm gonna watch it like 5 or 6 more times. This was a damn good movie. Like I don't know. I think maybe a few of the gripes I have, if anything, was like there really wasn't that much mainstream music in this. Like in the second movie, they had like God gave rock and roll to you. They had the Kiss song. They had a bunch of really cool songs. And in this one, it was just like the song that saved the world was.
I thought it sounded pretty good.
It sounded good, but it wasn't. I wouldn't want to. Maybe doesn't make me want to live.
Maybe it was because the whole world was playing it.
Well, that was the whole idea. Well, it was a very Unity kind of story. Like if the world comes together, everything could be in peace. You know, be excellent to each other and all that shit.
And party on.
Exactly. So, guys, this isn't gonna be a long podcast at all, but that's okay.
Well, it was a good movie. We don't have nothing bad to say about it.
Yeah, I only had maybe a few bitches, and the music was one. I can't even say anything really bad about the acting because even Bill's daughter, the girl who played Bill's daughter, I started liking her later on. Like at first, it seemed like product placement.
Oh yeah,
product placement. Let's talk about that.
So we saw Pepsi, Hot Cheetos.
Oh shit, the earphones.
AKG.
There was some product placement in this, like
Guitar Center.
Yeah. There was some obvious product placement in this, and that's okay. Like I get it. You got to have money to make a movie.
Yes.
So I mean, it wasn't like, hey, look, Cheetos for like 5 minutes in your face.
She was just eating it.
She was just eating Cheetos like twice.
And the Pepsi truck was in the background.
Yeah, everything wasn't. It's about what you expect. It wasn't like in any '80s movie where everything's right in your face.
Yeah. Then the Guitar Center was like a truck, and then that's where they got all their
where they got the
stuff from. Yeah.
For the end, it was a good movie.
It was most excellent.
Like he said, it was very good. I would say watch it. You can watch it. I think it's on the Apple Store. It's on PlayStation Plus. We just watched, PlayStation Store. PlayStation Store. It's really, even for the money, I think it was like $24.
Well worth it.
Worth it. It's a good movie, and if you really like,
and it's good enough where you can watch it with your family.
Yeah, it's not perverted. It's not like it's a good, wholesome family movie.
Yes.
And it's on top of that, it's the end of Bill and Ted, as far as we know.
As far as we know, yeah. That could be another one.
They're very well could. What we're thinking is they're going to do some stuff with their daughters.
Yes, probably like a TV show.
Yeah,
or something.
there's going to be maybe like you know how they're doing with Creed and like how they try to do with Star Wars with the new people. I think they're trying to do a continuation with the family, and that's a good idea. It could be a really good idea.
Because we intentionally didn't tell you guys the end because we don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, but for that, watch the movie.
Yes.
Get your own opinion. You may or may not like it. I know I loved it. It wasn't. There's points I was like, this could have been better, but at the same time, for what it is, it's still Bill and Ted. Wrong. It's still Bill and Ted.
Better than some movies I've watched.
We've had how many? We've had so many duos of like great characters in the past. You know, like I told you earlier, we had Beavis and Butthead.
Yes.
We have Cheech and Chong.
Yes.
Laverne and Shirley. I'm sure you can think of 1,000 more that I can't think of at this very moment.
Yeah.
But
Batman and Robin.
Batman's a dynamic duo. But there's only one Bill and Ted.
Yes.
I mean, there's only one duo that can save the world with nothing but music.
Yep.
And they did do this like really cool music thing in the beginning where they're at this wedding reception.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, where that bitch married everyone in his family. Like, it was hella weird.
Yes.
But is that Missy chick from their high school?
Yes.
And she married fucking everybody, like except for Bill and Ted.
Mm-hmm.
She went
Their
back
dads,
and forth.
their brother.
Oh. They were at the wedding for her, I think Ted's brother.
And as they were saying it, you could see everybody was super awkward.
Yeah, they're like, oh shit. So they're doing that. They did this song. I'm not gonna go too far. I don't want to tell you what happens too much, but they're playing the reception at the reception, and they're doing this thing where like this music. It really wasn't bad,
but it wasn't good.
Like they incorporated way too many instruments at the same time, and there was one point where Bill is trying to throat sing, and he's doing that. Like it's really cringy.
Yes,
but I think it was meant to be cringy. So, fuck guys, I think that's gonna be it.
Yeah.
Go watch the movie,
please,
and remember, be excellent to each other.
And party on.
Stay nerdy.
Stay sexy.
Always. Welcome, nerds. We want to welcome you to this most excellent episode of Nerd is the New. Monster just busted up. I had it going. I was on a fucking roll. I even did the thing.
It was so good. I fucked it up.
It's okay.
I couldn't hold it in. I saw you do it perfectly.